The people he was speaking up for turned out to be alleged victims of TD, Jake's not-so-pretty side. You'd be quick to doubt it, but taking a look at the man's history makes it a little difficult to contend TD. Just recently, today, I've heard from 2 other victims that so it's just a lot to talk about that experienced the same thing that I experienced. Jack was hanging out at a rapper and twerking party. What that Puff Daddy helped has sitting right there. TD Snakes, even someone who's been at those parties, was shocked at the news of a public preacher showing up their rumors surrounding, DD and JS. Why would a religious man like himself be at a party, which isn't nothing but sin that's going? And it's not just his bodyguard that feels that way. Other people in the entertainment industry with insider knowledge say has much worse than he appears to the world. See, they're up in another hemisphere than regular too. They're very insulated. They can do what they want. They got people on. It's not every day you get to see famous preachers in the headlines, and in most cases, when you do see them, it's usually for something related to their message over the past couple of weeks. TD, Jakes has gone against this expected tide of people in his line of work, as the famed bishop has been wrapped up in some rather unusual news. Now, his media appearances have taken an even worse. Jake is not new to media attention. His church has grown over the years, and he has been involved with several successful figures in the entertainment industry. This has earned him an almost unshakable spot in society, and you know what comes with that kind of success. However, his name appears next to allegations of arrest. So unlike most preachers, Jake is actually no stranger to being the center of media attention. Notoriety, it would appear, isn't limited to his lessons, since current news reports suggest the man may not be a true believer of his own teachings. There exist prosperous theologians and others, such as Bishop T.D. Jakes, who appear to have discovered a means of bridging the chasm between biblical teachings and the entertainment industry, especially the hip-hop movement. Not only has the man been involved with several high-profile figures, both within and outside the Black community, but his reach even spans into the international scene. However, like many people, religious leader alike, Jakes has constantly faced criticism for his associations with several high net worth individuals that most people consider sketchy. The preacher, however, has always let those claims fly right over his head, as he never seemed to pay any to people he believed were against him. Until now, these days, we're finding out that Jake might not exactly be the sinless saint. Many people have thought him to be, through the years. See, the thing with getting caught up in controversy after controversy in a world that is ruled by headlines is that at one point or the other, those controversies start to cast a shadow on anything you might be involved in. This was somewhat the story with Jake, as people started to question whether the bishop might not have been entirely innocent of the claims that have been coming out against him. The fury of this fire became even more intense after not just one, but 2 people recently came out to admit that they individually had dark experiences involving the preacher being inappropriate with them while they were younger, in an unexpected twist of fate. The preacher's own son also happened to be caught up in a situation that made people more open to believing the recent allegations about him. He might have been caught up in more dire situations in the past, but the timing of these stories couldn't possibly be worse for him. You look just like the Conner, just like the CER. The son of T.D. Jake, the Dallas megachurch pastor who has called homophobia a brokenness and said he would never hire an active gay person, was arrested in a gay sting in Keith Park some time ago. Jermaine Donald Jake was charged with indecent exposure after he allegedly exposed himself in front of 2 undercover vice detectives, senior CPL. You may not even be familiar with the message he preaches, but there's a good chance you haven't heard anything about T.D. Jakes. While his church may be the main thing that thrust him into the spotlight, there have been a number of other news reports that have kept him there. The arrest document states that the officers were looking into complaints of suspicious behavior and a citizen when they noticed Jake and a few other unidentified men. At the time, Janice Crowther, a spokesperson for the DPD, verified that the detectives were both male. Parking their cars in the lot east of the park, the detectives followed Jake into a wooded area where he approached them with his exposed through his unzipped pants. The affidavit stated that Jake M. did not attempt to conceal his fight people walking and jogging on a nearby trail for several seconds while making eye contact with one of the detectives. Court records also state that Jermaine Jake listed his place of employment as TD Jake Ministries, which most people found strange given the circumstances. However, Jake was later released at the scene after being detained for those who might not be aware of it. In contrast to this scenario, the preacher at the Potter's House, a 30-member church in South Dallas founded by TD Jakes, is a strong opponent of same-sex marriage. HIV/AIDS advocates have even attacked him for stigmatizing drug use and homosexuality, which undermines efforts to avoid the disease. However, here is his kid, actually being caught with his pants down in the same marriage. In an interview with USA Today, Jake stated that he had not yet encountered any scriptural authority that would enable him to declare, "I now pronounce you husband and wife and wife on behalf of God." The government was unsure about this matter. In a written statement the following week, Jermaine Jakes' attorney, Faith Johnson, said, "We are aware of potential allegations involving Jermaine Jakes and are undertaking our own investigation of these allegations." The statement stated that due to an apparent government investigation, there is currently no further comment. It is already unclear that the preacher's son was involved in an unusual scandal, but he may soon have to face the allegations in court after one of his former students, Manasseh Jordan, claimed in a recent video that victims of the alleged power-bottom bishop are planning to sue him. It is no secret that Manasseh Jordan likely once laid his head on Bishop TD Jakes' shoulders, as we can see in the picture floating around with Diddy's head resting on the shoulders of the Black Pope. However, it appears that Manasseh has finally found a way to escape from the hands of the enemy and is now using his platform, 705, to help other victims. In a video posted by Manasseh on December 30th, he discussed the new victims who have come forward against Bishop TD Jake just today. I've heard from 2 other victims that it's just a lot to talk about that experience that I had. According to Manasseh in the video today, there are a lot of victims who have gone through similar experiences as myself, thus there is a lot to talk about. Manasseh claims in another part of the video that 2 victims he spoke with were allegedly groomed and SAA by Bishop TD Jake. He also claimed that the victims told him about the G that Bishop TD Jake was purportedly responsible for, saying that 2 of the offenders were not only victims of G, as I had previously described in some of my videos, but also of assaults by SAs. Manasseh Jordan said, "From the same predator that groomed me and violated me as a man. They're going to be pressing charges from the same that me." It's one thing to be openly against gay people. It's another to have your son entangled in the very web you despise. But it's quite another to find yourself embroiled in those very stories you so boldly stand against. Wouldn't you agree? This is especially true when there's a very real chance of it escalating into a full-on legal battle. Seeing that Manasseh Jordan's video struck a chord with many people, many of whom took to social media to discuss his revelation on the preacher. The current case involving renowned cleric TD Jakes and rap mogul P. Diddy is evidence of this thriving online arena. TD Jakes, who really doesn't need an introduction, found himself in the spotlight on social media, not for his religious teachings, but rather for his alleged association with P. Diddy. This unusual alliance between these two contrasting figures has sparked a flurry of conspiracy theories and conjecture, although Diddy, aka Sandcombs, has experienced controversy before. This latest revelation adds a new dimension to the rapper's already contentious persona. At the core of the online uproar surrounding these prominent figures are a number of accusations made by TikTok influencer Mishia. In a widely shared video, she makes claims regarding Diddy's previous relationship with Cassie, including alleged physical abuse. During a recent church service that was broadcast on YouTube, the pastor seemed to address the allegations. Using his sermon, Jake appeared to address the accusations, which he now believed to be wholly untrue. I'll sum up by saying that I didn't come here to persuade you or anyone else since I am an emotional person. That's not what this is about you, Jake said. You may think about whatever you want to. Jake, although it's not been confirmed yet, I came to work to prosthesis as instructed and to hear the master say, "Well done, good and faithful servant." It's hard to choose a side in this colorful, controversy-shadowed past, but who knows? Maybe some indisputable proof will surface and clear him